Hey guys, so today I'm doing a video with my lovely Fiona. Here she is in the background. So basically like a year ago I did one of these videos with Welbeck where I answered all your questions about her, like frequently asked questions and things like this. And because she's like my main horse now that I'm riding, and a lot of you guys probably don't know her that well, I thought I would clear a lot of things up and explain all about my lovely horse Fiona. So Fiona's registered name is Summerbridge Flush. That's why I tag all her posts with #SummerbridgeFlush. Some people were asking why. This is why. It's because that is her name. Basically, I don't know why she's called that. Her breeder named her that. I think Summerbridge is his like prefix, and then Flush is because of her breeding, which brings me on to her breeding. So her sire is Clover Flush, who is a very famous show jumping Irish stallion. And her dam is by Baldabeau, who is more of an eventing sire, I think. I don't really know too much about him. So yeah, that is her breeding. Her head is too big to fit in the frame and she's freaking out because all kinds of noises. Hello! You're right. So she is 10 years old and I think she's 17 hands without shoes. But I'm going to measure her and I will insert what height the measuring stick says she is, like right here. So I have all the questions here on my phone, and I'll go through them. So someone asked one thing you love about her, and basically probably my favorite thing is her personality. She's like the biggest softie. She's like a big overgrown puppy. I always think of her like with her big ears, and she's always like, oh, what's going on? Like, oh, she's just such a big pet. I love her. Why and when did you buy her? What attracted you to buying her? So we bought her in 2011 when she was 3. She was 3 years old when we got her. And basically my trainer at the time, like I was at a livery yard with my pony, and because I was only like 12 or something, I want to say. And then we said, well, I don't know, my dad decided he wanted to buy like a young horse. So we went and we viewed 2 horses. Fiona's one of them, and the other one was actually Chili. If you guys remember her, I'll put like a little clip of her now. So we viewed both of them. Chili was 3 and Chili was 2 and Fiona was 3. And we loose jumped them and Fiona was incredible. Her back end was unreal. I don't have a video of like the day we viewed her, but I have a video of like not long after that at my old yard that I'll try and find and put in. It's like a terrible quality. I think it was filmed on a potato, but will you ever sell her? This is a very commonly asked question, and like not in the foreseeable future. There's absolutely no point in me selling her now. Like I'm still riding her, we're still improving. Like why would I sell her now and not like get a very good price for her when I could sell her later on and get like a way better price for her, like if she's jumping 130s or something. Also, we can always breed from her, so like even if I go away for a year or can't ride her for a while, we could put her in foal again. That is an option. She's a mare. It's great. So yeah, there's like I don't like not soon anyway, not unless something drastic happens, like, you know. Someone asked would she be good horse for dressage, and like definitely not. The poor thing, she's not exactly the most like attractive horse. Oh, she definitely heard me say that. I'm sorry. Also her movement isn't very flashy or good. She's quite stiff, especially when she gets tense, and she's more tense at shows, so I just couldn't see it working. Although she is getting a lot better, like her movement is like getting a lot better. So the next question is, did you back her yourself? And no, I did not, because as I said, I was about like 12 or 13, so not really a suitable horse for a little child to break. But my trainer at the time that I said that found her for us broke her, and then he rode her for a year, and then she like went back to our house and just kind of chilled, and then had 2 foals. That was her life. It was like we just had other horses at the time. We weren't really thinking about her. She just kind of went to the back burner a bit. It's kind of what happened, I think. So that's why she was just kind of. We're probably better off because she's so big. She needed time to mature, you know. Why did you breed from her? So we basically bred from her because she was sitting in the field going to waste. I was too young and too small to ride her. Hello. Oh, the duck's quacking. Fiona's shook. So yeah, she was too big for me to ride. She had good breeding. She had a class free jump. We said, you know, why not? Like, will you breed her again? Not anytime soon, because we can't keep breeding horses. We don't have enough space or money or time, and like, just doesn't make sense. But we do want to breed Welbeck. So we're going to breed Welbeck instead of her, just like once, and then we'll see what the plan is in like 2 years time when Welbeck has a foal. Like, will we breed Welbeck again? Will we breed Fiona? I don't know. We'll see. How high do you think she'll jump? This was really commonly asked, and guys, unfortunately I'm not psychic and I don't know. She finds 120 very easy. Very easy. So I would say higher than that, definitely. Like easily 130, and then after 130 it starts going, you have to do Grand Prix. Like, there's no like normal 130 classes. No, there's no normal 140 classes. You have to do like Grand Prix 140, which is more technical and stuff. So I'll definitely like test her, because although she has a scope to jump, the technique and athleticism needs to be worked on. But you know, she's only been competing for like 4 months, so it's very, very hard to tell what she can go on to do. I definitely do think she will out-jump Welbeck. Welbeck 130 is basically her limit. She'll definitely out-jump Welbeck, that is, I'm very confident about that. And Welbeck jumps 130, so I think she'll jump bigger than 130. Was there any moment where you really hated Fiona? I think this is funny. I never hated her. Hate is a strong word. But we definitely had our rough moments, and I used to dread going to ride her, and I'd feel so frustrated and like we were getting nowhere. This was when I first started riding her, especially last year. Last summer I tried to ride her for like a summer and I just like got nowhere, and then I went back to college, I just let her off. Then this summer I tried again and it went a lot better. What tack do you use, like saddle and bit? So my saddle, I just use my saddle I use for all the horses. It's a CWD saddle, and for a bit I did use a snaffle. Then I used a pelham because I needed more control and I needed help compressing her. She's just so long, and when you're in a competition, like when we were at show jumping, she kept like taking out strides out of distances and taking out strides out of doubles and triples. Never forget. So I used the pelham for a while, then she got very, very good. She's very good at coming back to me, and now I'm back to the snaffle, because a lot of people were like, oh, you're using a pelham, that's so strong, blah, blah, blah. But like, yeah, I was using a pelham, but I was using it to teach her to go well in a snaffle. Like, the aim is always to go back to a snaffle. So what she like to handle on the ground? Well, as you can see, she's standing very quietly and she doesn't really mind. She's just pretty easy. She used to be really like not very nice to handle on the ground, just because she'd get very like tense and like, ooh, and then she'd like panic and stuff, and she didn't like being away from the other horses. And at shows I couldn't have anyone hold her reins when I got up on her, because once my dad did and she ran backwards, and then a few times we tried again and she like ran over my dad's foot and like nearly broke his foot. Anyway, she wasn't very good, but we kept working on that, and I kept working on it at home. Like, I'd make her stand. Hey. Literally nothing there, and she just freaked out. But now, yeah, we just kept working on it. I always make her stand in the mounting block, and she cannot move until I am up and I ask her to move, and that was just repetition, and now she's perfect to get up on. What does she like to ride? Is she strong, lazy, sensitive? So she's definitely not lazy, which is surprising because she's such a huge horse. You know, like, not even like tall, she's like chunky. So, you know, you kind of like expect those kind of horses to be lazy sometimes. But she's not like hot and sensitive like Welbeck. She's not like Welbeck, but she is definitely will move forward when you ask. And when you're jumping, she's a lot more forward, but still not in the same way Welbeck's hot. Like, I wouldn't call her hot, I would call her like just forward, like strong. She wants to go forward. Will you ever go hunting with her? No, I don't think so. Although she would be a class hunter, I think. It's just hunting wouldn't teach her what I want her to learn right now. I think it would actually undo a lot of stuff we're teaching her. Just because I would go hunting if she was a big, like, lazy, slow horse that needed something to like wake her up. But because she already is quite forward to jumps, and I'm trying to get her to relax, I don't think hunting would be quite what she needs. Do you struggle? This was a good question because it is something we struggled with, and it is, do you struggle to keep weight on her because she's so big? And yes, we've really struggled keeping weight on her, especially during winter. Well, only during winter. When there's grass, she is fat. When there's no grass, she loses weight very quickly. Last winter was actually the first winter she came out fat, and I was just so happy. And I had made like an Instagram post like, I'm so happy with how like her condition at the moment, and no one like really cared, but like it was like such a big deal to me, because this is like the first time she'd ever come out of winter like fat. And it was really just because we rugged her up to the nines. Mackey sent me new rugs for her, and they were really like heavyweight, and she was toasty warm all winter. And that really made the difference because we would pump feed into her, like, oh my god, like so much feed, and it would just make no difference. She would still be skinny. Like, I just don't understand horse metabolism, whatever. I wish I had that metabolism. But yeah, and they'd get like ad lib hay and everything when there's no grass. We also like managed our grass way better this year, so we have like still loads of grass, and it's like November, so this is pretty good. My ag science teacher would be proud because she taught us all about grazing systems, and I put them in place this year. What is your proudest moment on her? And I love this question because our proudest moment was when we jumped our first 120, and she was double clear in her first 120, and she was so good, and it was just like the proudest moment of my life. Like, I've jumped lots of 120s. It's not like a big deal. It's not even like, you know, that big in relation to other people, whatever, but like I almost cried when I came out. I was so happy because one, she jumped so well, she was so rideable, and like just like how far we've come. This sounds so soppy, but like at the start of that summer, like I could barely trot her and canter her, and then we'd like jump 120 in like space of like 3 months, and she was so good, and I loved her so much. Yeah, no, it was like amazing moments, and I was very happy, and no, everyone else was like, why is she like so happy? And I was like, I'm so happy. Yeah, no, it was amazing. This is a controversial question, but which one do you like most, Fiona or Welbeck? Well, Welbeck, or Fiona is the one that's right here now sniffing my pockets, so I guess I have to pick her. I know. Welbeck I love because like it's just so like I know what I'm gonna get. I know her so well. I find her like easy to ride now. Like I know exactly what I need to do, but at the same time, like it's the opposite is what I love about Fiona, because it's like so exciting. I don't know what I'm gonna expect. I don't know what her limits are. Like who knows how big she'll jump. Like it's just so exciting. So I think that's my favorite thing. Is she a fast learner? And I wouldn't say she's fast, but she's definitely not slow either, despite her dopey looking face sometimes. Once she gets something, she gets it. It's like a switch clicks and that's it. She gets it, and it's so satisfying, and she is really like fun to teach things to because of that. You know, it's not like every day, oh, she's forgotten everything you did the previous day, you know, like that is frustrating. But no, she's pretty good. I like teaching her. What inspired you to keep working with Fiona? Because obviously everyone has heard me give out about her, so they're like, oh, why did you keep riding her then, you idiot? Well, before we had like a big breakthrough, and then like everything was so much more fun and easy, that was obviously very easy to keep working with her after that. But before that, I think the main thing was because she was just like such a sweet horse. Like her personality is just so lovely. She's just so affectionate and everything like that. So like I knew she wasn't being bad or mean, like, you know, she was just so nice on the ground. So I said no, it couldn't just be, you know, her being like bold or anything like that. So that was the motivation. I knew there was a sweet horse under there somewhere, and I was right. What was she like when you got her? So she was a big ugly 2-year-old. If you think her head looks big now, imagine that same sized head, but on a 2-year-old body. Yes, it was that ugly. I know, the poor thing. She wasn't exactly like the best looking horse in the world, but we love her anyway. That is why, oh, no one asked why she's called Fiona, but that is why she's called Fiona, because after Princess Fiona from Shrek, yes, we named her after an ogre. We're such good owners. What's her biggest strength and weakness? So her biggest strength is probably her scope. She is like scope for days. Look at her yawning. Take notice of all this yawning, because this is going to come up in one of the last questions. And her biggest weakness is probably her lack of athleticism. She's just very big and chunky, and because she has so much scope, she likes to land miles away after the fence, and then if there's a fence like right afterwards, we're a little bit screwed. But you know what, we're getting there, it's a lot better. Here's the next question. What is your favorite quirk? And I don't know if it's my favorite, but this is a quirk that she has. She's always yawning, like all the time. I don't know why. I don't know why she's a big yawner. And it's actually funny because I was in a lecture like a few weeks ago, and it was on equine neurology, and the lecturer was like, oh yeah, and yawning is like definitely a neurological sign. Like, it's not normal for horses to yawn all the time. They shouldn't just yawn and yawn, yawn, yawn. Like, and I'm like thinking back to like the constant yawning that Fiona does. Like, shit. Maybe she has like some neurological problem, but I don't think so. I hope not. But I like sent a photo of the lecture like to my dad, and I was like, yeah, keep an eye on her for me, won't you? Oh, and another like quirky thing about her, it's not really quirky, but this is a thing, is that she has a prophet's thumb, which is kind of cool, and there's like all this folklore about that, about how they're like blessed and they're like special horses, and it's basically like a dimple like on her shoulder. It's really hard to see now that she has her winter coat, but when I washed her yesterday I took a video and you can kind of see it. But I'm clipping her next week and I'm going to make a video on that, and after I clip her you'll definitely be able to see it, and I'll show you guys in the video of me clipping her, so keep an eye out for that. And the last question is, how many foals has she had? And she has had 2 foals, both of them we bred. So the first one was Khal, and he is 4 years old now, and the second one is Dali, who is 2 years old now. So yeah, it's really exciting to like have her and the 2 babies. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any more questions about her, leave them in the comments and I will answer them for sure. Do you guys like Fiona? I feel like you guys like Fiona, right? Did you? I like Fiona. Do you like seeing her in videos? I think so. I hope so anyway, because she's like one of my favorite girls. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and please leave a like and comment and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next week when I'm clipping her. I cannot wait. It's gonna take so long, she's so big. Alrighty, see you guys.